Okay, so today we're going over surface area of cylinders. Okay, so first we have some vocabulary. First, you're going to write the definition for lateral surface area. Lateral surface area is the area of all the sides of an object, excluding its base and top. So imagine a cylinder. So a cylinder has a circular base. So shapes that are cylinders include like a Lysol bottle, a spray can, a pop, um, like a canned pop, or anything that has like a circular base. It's a cylinder. So for lateral surface area, it would just be the sides. So think about like a can of green beans. The label that goes around the can of green beans would be considered the lateral surface area because that label goes around the sides, but not on the bases, the top or the base. Total surface area is the total area that the surface of the object occupies. So it's the whole thing. So think about if you were wrapping a present. You want to wrap the entire present and not just the sides. So it would include the top and its base as well as the sides. So total surface area is the complete thing. So let's take a look at example A. So for example A, I have a cylinder here and I'm looking for my lateral and total surface area. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shade my base. Remember, we know our base is a circle, and I'm given the radius in this instance, which is 6, right? So my radius is 6, and the height would be the height of the cylinder. So the height of the cylinder is from the base to the base, or the base to the top. So it's the distance between the two bases. So the height of this cylinder is 9 feet. Okay. So we have two formulas for surface area. Your lateral surface area formula, and then your total surface area formula. You can find these on your star chart. So for lateral surface area of a cylinder, your formula is surface area is equal to 2 pi times radius times height. So it's 2 times pi times radius times height. So now that we have the formula, we can go ahead and start substituting. Okay, so I have surface area is equal to 2 times pi times my radius, which is 6, times my height, which is 9. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the calculator. So you could continue to break this down and multiply 6 by 9. But what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put this in the calculator. So we have 2 times pi. And if you just leave 2 pi, it multiplies itself times 6 times 9. And we get 339.29. And we're going to always round to the nearest hundredths place. So that means you need two numbers behind the decimal. So we have 339.29. Okay? 339.29 square feet. Okay? Now, your formula for total surface area is surface area is equal to that lateral surface area plus the area of your base, which is 2 pi r squared. So we have two bases, which is why it's 2 times pi times radius squared. Remember, the formula for area of a circle is pi times radius squared. So now we're going to go ahead and substitute in our answers. So what you could do, we already have lateral surface area. So you have 339.29 because we know that is our lateral surface area. And then we're just going to go ahead and add. So then we're going to add 2 times pi times our radius squared, and our radius is 6. And we have to square that. Remember, squaring your radius is radius times radius. So then that becomes 339.29 plus 2 times pi times 36. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put this in our calculator. And the interesting thing about with our calculator, all we have to do is press add because we already have our lateral surface area. And then in parentheses, you're going to put your 2 times pi times 36. And we get 565.486. And when we round that, that would be 565.49. So we're going to write our answer, 565.49. Okay. You also could just put 2 times pi times radius squared in the calculator as well. So now let's go ahead and look at example B. For example B, you notice we are given the diameter, but our formula calls for radius. So since we have our diameter is 10. Since our diameter is 10, that means our radius is 5. So our radius will be 5, and the height of the cylinder is 15. So let's remember our formula for lateral surface area is surface area is equal to 2 times pi times radius times the height of the cylinder. And now we can go ahead and substitute in our values. So we have 2 times pi times our radius, which is 5, times our height, which is 15. And then we're going to go ahead and put that in our calculator. And so we get 471.238, which will round to 471.24. Now, for our total surface area, remember our formula is the surface area is our lateral surface area plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Okay? Pi times radius squared is the area of a circle. We have 2 bases on the cylinder, which is why it's 2 times pi times radius squared. So when we go ahead and substitute in our numbers, you could literally substitute them all in. So you'll have 2 times pi times 5 times 15 plus 2 times pi times radius squared, which is 5 squared. Okay, we know what our lateral surface area is. It is 471.24 plus 2 times pi times 25, because 5 squared is 25. Now, there's another way you can put this in the calculator, and that includes means we already have our surface area, correct? So now we're just going to press the addition button, because that takes our answer from our lateral surface area. And then we're going to put in parentheses 2 times pi times 5 squared. So you can put it in that way as well. You'll still get the same answer. You get 628.318, which will be 628.32 square feet. Okay, so now we have found lateral and total surface area. So now you're going to go ahead and complete the spreadsheet.